Hello everyone. Welcome to our live. We haven't been around for a long time. Apologies. A lot has been happening. So we're just gonna chat. I'll be telling you what has been happening. How have you been? Double tap. Thank you for joining, but I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing. Welcome, guy has joined. Say hi and double tap. Maybe I can see the name. How have you been? I've been up and about. I've been traveling a lot. Family issues, social responsibilities, you know that. Welcome. I'm not seeing anyone here. No, I can see, I was seeing the people here. There was one there. But I don't know, I can't see the comments. I'm not sure why. Welcome. It's so hot this side. Very hot. The temperatures are very high. I'm just arriving from town. So I just thought I should, because I'm exhausted. So I just thought I should just say hi to you guys. We have to start our lives. We have to start posting videos now, because we haven't been for a long time. We haven't been. I'm just waiting for you guys. I'm waiting for you. We didn't give a notice because we're not sure it was gonna happen. But we thank God it happened. We are here. We thank God we are here. Next time we're gonna put a notice. We're going to put a notice. Yeah, I've just been seeing people now. But you know, one thing that I'm realizing, there was a lot of traveling this month. Maybe I just need to update you. I've been to the rural areas. I visited my roots, my home. Since 2017, I haven't been there, but I had to go there. And it was really amazing. It was like I'm visiting a whole new place. I was just there overnight, but it was quite good. It was a nice experience. There's a lot of changes as well. New homes, but I was also impressed near our home. There is a new garden that's coming up. Young families doing some gardening there, and they're planning to put a fish pond. It was unheard of in our rural areas. We would go to the rivers or the dams to get fish, but now people are putting These projects are coming up, very nice projects in the rural areas. I discovered that. And some areas which were like where people would herd cattle, they are now homes. Some areas which were wetlands, they are homes now. They are no longer as wet as they used to be. So it was really a nice experience. It was really after, it was how many years? Imagine if we count from 2017 up to date, 2017, which is 3 years up to 2020 and 5 years, 8 years. It has been 8 years since I visited that place. So it was really a nice experience. The roads had changed. We almost got lost. But of course, if you know your place, we had to figure out the road which would take us to our home because it was very late at night. So we managed to get home. There was a function. I don't know if you understand about these memorial services. There was a memorial service for an aunt. And there was a tombstone unveiling. So it was really a lot of people, which helped me to see most of the people which I hadn't seen for all these years. So it was really nice. I saw new homes. Yes, I saw new families as well. People are coming, are relocating from cities to come and build in the rural areas, which is a nice thing. They're migrating, which used to be the opposite long back. People used to migrate from the rural areas to the cities. But when I was there, I've realized more people are also migrating from the cities to the rural areas. Others because they have retired, but others are very young couples, so they are starting their lives there. They just want to, I think they've weighed the options and they feel like they should be in the rural areas. It's better. For sure, it's better because life is cheaper in the rural areas and there's a whole lot of resources. Like I'm telling you, this couple, they want to do a fish pond and there was a lot of cabbages there, a lot of gardening which was going on. So they can also make money out of that, going to sell to the shops, to sell to schools. They go and sell even in the village with they can sell to the villagers. So I think they've identified those opportunities, which I think is also brilliant for some people to relocate if they feel that's the best that they can do. And they are coming up, they are migrating with the skills from the cities to the rural areas. So they can become business people there. They can provide the services which were not provided, but which they have acquired from cities. So it also benefits them as opportunities for business, but it also benefits the people in the rural areas because they're going to get services nearby. They're going to get provisions nearby. Like imagine if there is a fish pond in like a village, which means people can easily get fish. Most people now, they prefer white meat to red meat. So that will be a benefit to both the people who have migrated with those skills to the rural areas and also the people in the rural areas. They're gonna get these services and provisions nearby, which makes them even cheaper. Because if I remember well, from my area to go and buy fish, it would be very far. There's a dam which is quite some distance and people hardly go there. And people can't even travel with the fish to come and sell in our area because we are up there in the mountains. So it means either the fish can get bad while on the way, so people were not they would get a few fishes from the rivers, but not often. So this is a good thing that people are migrating and they're coming up with these projects into these rural areas, so people can also benefit and get all these things that they can't get when they were not getting before. So I saw a lot of changes there, a lot of changes definitely. And also the roads, I realized there's improvement in the roads a lot. Yeah, because our buses used to end up a bit far, but now their buses, though the timetable is not very favorable, because you have to leave, like if you're using the buses, you have to leave quite early in the 5 a.m. to go and board the bus. But still it's better because you get it nearby, right? It's still better, it's still better. There's improvement in terms of transport to be nearby. And also, I realized the new boreholes there. The time I left, it's only like we had a borehole at our home. And we also had this well, which doesn't stop having water. I asked about that well because I couldn't even identify where it was. I was pointed to it and I was told it still has water, but I think only people who are just nearby, they're still using that water, because there's some boreholes which have been installed and they are very nice and they looked new and well protected, which is going to help also to prevent waterborne diseases. So there's really a lot of progress going on in the rural areas. Another thing that I observed there, it's like there's secondary schools nearby. There's a number of secondary schools now. The people most used to just go, if they were to go for secondary school, they would go to boarding schools, which was quite some distance. But I discovered even in the nearby school, there's a secondary school there, and I was impressed. There's a secondary school there, and then just a few, like 12 kilometers away, there is another secondary school as well. So there's a lot of progress in the rural, which means that most children are also going to school, secondary school, because some wouldn't go because it would mean paying fees for boarding schools, which were a bit expensive. Some children were failing to go, but now it means every child can go for secondary school in our area there. So I was really impressed to see that there's a whole lot of secondary schools coming up. And even on the way as we were going, I saw a number of secondary schools, those schools which were only primary schools then, which shows there's a lot of education which is being given to almost everyone, is being given a chance to go to school. And that's a very positive thing. So I had, it's very far. We traveled about, it's like 400 kilometers when we branched. It's almost. So it means I traveled those kilometers times 2 overnight. Yeah. That's what we did. And so it was really something nice. I really felt like energized to see my home area, to see my roots, to see the people that I used to know long back then. And when there is an occasion, a lot of people will come up. It's different from like when you just visit your home. You might only see your family members only. But in this case, in the rural areas, there's love, man. That's one thing I discovered. There's so much love. People will come, like when someone has got a function, everyone from the village will come. And I enjoyed the coordination. I'd forgotten about those protocols. Like when you want to have a function at a home, you have to inform your village head, and the village head will announce that. So in a short space of time, all people will be there. There will be so many. So I was really impressed by that. There's so much coordination in the rural areas. People will just be gathered there. There will be so many in a short space of time, you know. So that was one thing that impressed me there. And I realized that they saw people love. They come and do work for free. They just come and join. Whatever will be happening, they help with doing the jobs. They carry bricks, they carry cement. They participate in the whole thing. There's so much unit in the rural areas. So that's one thing that I had to recap. I'd forgotten all about those things. And there was also this drink that we used to drink when we were growing up, which is brewed. It's like it's just some porridge. They put water there, and they cook a bit, and you put sugar. I enjoyed that drink. We used to like it, and I'd forgotten totally about it. And it was really my pleasure to have that drink. It was quite a good recap. I enjoyed the rural life. I wish I had more time to be there. I think I'll make an arrangement to visit. But this one was a special one because it was a gathering. So there was plenty time, like people, activities, were dancing. I also tried, but I've realized when you stay for long without doing something, there was this dance for the church, yeah, which we used to go to then. It's the people who were like leading the function. Imagine I couldn't even dance, but I tried. I tried, guys, but I couldn't. I couldn't even follow the movements. And my brothers also, we all failed, but we tried, but we had to dance because the function was at our home. So it was me and my siblings. We had to dance there. So I tried to dance, but I've lost the tune, yeah. But it was so sweet. I enjoyed it. Yeah, enjoyed it. We danced. And a lot of people were there. There will be these funny moments where I don't know in your areas if you have that thing where people will be making funny, and the daughters-in-laws will need to be paid some money. They can even sleep on the stones, on the tombstones, and cover them so that you don't proceed with the work. You give them $1, they stand up, then they let you go and do your job. Then the next moment they come and cover it again. You give them money, and it will be so nice and funny. I liked the joy that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed. It was super. It was super. So after that, they build, you know, they put the stones, people eat, they eat as groups, people will eat, will enjoy, will be chatting, recapping memories. There's our neighbor who was telling me about long back memories when she would like take some children when they are going to school who are his like in laws, she could even like put them in water and like wet their uniforms and go to school, tell them to go to school. So each time they would pass through her house, they would make sure they run so that if she doesn't see them, and then she would see them when they've already passed, and they would say, yeah, 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 you see. So it was really nice and funny to hear those stories. And you know what? I also recapped, someone also talked about, we once had a liberation war in our area there. So this other guy said, you remember me? I was saved from this house because when there was war, I had to come and stay in the house. He was pointing at one of our flatlets which were there, but it's no longer there. It's only the floor remaining in that corner. So he was saying there was a room there. And when I came there, there was a freedom fighter who was injured, who was staying in that room, who was being treated. So I also went there and I had to hide there. And I had to recap. That's memories for, yeah, how many years? Eight, more than 30 years, those things happened. And I was saying, wow, this is where we're coming from. I was saying, wow, this is where we are coming from. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, life has got the stories to tell. Every day there's a story to tell. Every week there's a story to tell. Every month there's a story to tell. Every year. So there's a whole lot of history behind us. And when you recap those stories, you feel like, this is where I'm coming from. Yeah, it's so nice to meet with people whom you share history with. So it was really a beautiful moment for me. I really, really enjoyed that time. And also, unfortunately, there's this, I was missing, there's a bug we call harurwa that we eat, and I miss them, and they are seasonal. You only get them in winter. So I also, when I left, I was hopeful that I'm gonna get those. But I didn't. I only managed to get them when we were coming back at night at this one shopping center, but they were very little. I wanted to keep just one or two to show you guys. They look like cockroaches, but they are not cockroaches. They grow in trees, in some bushy trees, and uh, they're only harvested in winter, and you roast them, and they are so nice. Oh my God, I crave for them. So, but apparently when I got there, it was almost out of season, so I didn't have the chance to enjoy them. But I wish I'd kept one or two. I did, but eventually I had to eat it again because we only got a few, just a few, because now they were out of season and they would be very expensive. And it was also, we traveled at night. So, but it was really a good experience to taste them. Of course, here and there I get them at some point, but at times I can spend even 2, 3 years without getting them, unless I find someone who's traveling that side and during that season. So I enjoyed. It was a nice time. I really enjoyed having that. Then also I realized there's on the highway there, the people don't sleep. I didn't know. Then there was a shopping center where we passed. It was in the AMs and they were still open. There were still some bars where the beer halls, rather, where they drink beer. They were still open. Mm? And they were still open for business, right? For business. And I thought it was only in the cities because I haven't been there for a while. The time I used to stay in the rural areas, there wasn't so much activities like that. But now there's hive of activities in every business center. People, you know, are just happy. They do business at night. They enjoy themselves at night. And I was surprised. But it was really, really nice. I wish I had more time to see exactly which changes are there, how people are managing their lives, how they are, how they are surviving. So I realized it's totally different from the time I was there, when I used to stay there. So, which makes me feel like at times you just need to go. But in my sake, it's a bit sad because, when there's no more people there, for your family people there, like your parents are not there, they are gone. And I think the most time most people would visit rural areas is like when your parents are still staying there, you would visit them quite often. You want to go and give them some stuff. So, in my case, you see, the parents are not there anymore, so you hardly go there. You hardly go there. You can maybe just go there, maybe when there is a funeral or something. Like I'm telling you, in 2017, I was just there because my my brother, yeah, that's the time when I lost my brother who was staying there. So that was the last time I was there for sure. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So at times you don't just go there to just go and there's nothing there to like visit often except when there's, like as I was telling you, either there's a function or an occasion, a wedding, funeral, like this. That's the only time you'd go there. So this makes us now lose touch with the roots. But when I went there, I felt like, oh my God, I wish I had more time to stay here. I wish I had more time to just explore, walk through the paths which I used to walk, go into the fields and see what's there. But I enjoyed, we have a lot of mango trees in our area, so I realized our field mango trees, it's still there. But the banana trees, we had a lot of banana trees in our yard. They are all gone. They are no longer there. I think they aged. And it looks like also the rain patterns have changed. So some of these things are no longer able to survive because you would need to water them, which is not easy. So the rainfall patterns have changed. Things are no longer the same, but I had a nice time. I enjoyed being there, and I enjoyed the drive, the whole long drive. It was really good because unfortunately, it was at night, so I didn't see a lot of things. But yeah, in the district, I once went there at some point, but I didn't get as far as my village. It was a bit far. Yeah, I'd gone there just for another function, but it was totally the opposite side, but same district. So it was really not yeah, I didn't get to my place. So which confirms that I was there. The last time I was there is 2017. So this is what has been happening. And then recently I went the other side of the country. Like I was telling you, it was also for a funeral, and I observed that there's some area. I went to Mashonaland and I observed a lot of farming. There was an area in Chinoi there where some areas where they really farm. It's wheat, you could see, and good enough, they have dams around them. And I think what makes them farming so good there. There's a whole lot of farming. My lips are dry, guys. There's a whole lot of farming going on there. Yeah. I was impressed, and there's so much water in the dams. And I was saying, these people are blessed because the rain season is about, so they will still have water, so they can farm right round. They can farm throughout the year, you know. And I was impressed. They use the pivot irrigation there. I'm just putting this on my lips. They are so dry because it was hot. I was in the sun. I was driving. It was very hot. I was trying to buy some foodstuffs and also had to go and fill gas. I still have my gas tank in the car here because when I arrived here, I just said here my gas was finished, so I had to go and refill. And it's scorch hot. The temperatures are very high, very hot. So, but the good thing also in our area these days, we have electricity cuts here in our town, in our country as well. But these days, we thank God it's better. Maybe I just say for these few weeks, it's much better. So, but my gas, I ran out of gas this morning, so I had to go and refill. I use this gas for cooking. Yeah, though we also use electricity, but I never used to like using gas. But of late, I've just realized it's much cheaper. It's much cheaper because I fill my tank twice a month, and my tank is not very big. It's a 4.5 kgs, which cost me $9. So, which means per month I use $18 for my gas, but I use it for a lot of things. I use the oven, I use it for cooking. So, I assume it's not very expensive. I don't know. Yeah, but I feel it's fair. It's okay. It's manageable because if you use something like $18 for, even if I can use it to cook completely without using the electric stove. Yeah, that's English, guys. Slipping off my tongue. Electric stove. Without using the electric stove, it would mean I can still manage. Though I'm not sure our electricity, yeah, seems a bit expensive now. It never used to be this expensive. So if I use the gas and the electricity, it makes life easier. It makes it cheaper. Because I can imagine if I would like use electricity throughout the month, I think I might need more than 400 units, which cost like $77. Yeah, it's a lot, eh? It's a lot. It's quite a lot. But I use both. So I buy that and then I also buy the gas. But of late I've discovered that gas is cheaper. But then you can only use it for cooking. Nothing much. We use it for cooking. So I think it will also make our electricity units to last longer, so that we can even buy when we still have a few units, because we will be using the electricity maybe for lighting, for the lights, for the charging phones, whatever, for TVs, yeah, for fans if it's hot, for heaters if it's cold, and for maybe water pumps. If the electricity is not there, you want to like pump water, that's when we use electricity. Yeah. Then it's also, you can also support the electricity by using solar. Yeah, you can use solar as well because we have abundance of sunlight in Africa. We have abundance of sunlight. So I also realized, like in the rural areas there's a whole lot of people now, they use solar. Long back they just used to use a small solars just for charging their phones and all that, but now they're all going green. They use solar. Most homes have solar. Of course, it can't be everyone, but everyone is getting there. They're using solar for their phones because, like right now in the rural areas, everyone is using a phone. Long back, it used to be a few homes where you say, oh, when you want to call like your families who are in the town, you would go to a neighbor to have your phone charged or to make a call and pay, or even for free. Real life people love, they love each other, they support each other. And in most areas, it's, you be relatives in one way or the other, even if you are not, but the fact that you have grown up, you become relatives somehow. You have that bond. So that's what I experienced in the rural area. And when I relate with it in the cities, I realize there's a lot of similarities. Yeah, because also most of these people who are now migrating to the rural areas have had a feel of the city life. So they are taking the comfort from the city and taking it to the rural areas, which makes it so nice because they won't be missing like a lot of things. Fine, there will be a few things that you can't have in the village, which are there in the cities, but you can always go back and visit the cities and enjoy those things and go back to the village because the village life is, I realize it's so good there. It's more importantly, it's manageable. It's manageable. It's manageable. You won't use a lot of money. And when you use your money, you use it for bigger things like building, molding bricks, building. And like in town, when in the rural areas, when you want to mold bricks, you can use sand and add cement. But in the cities, in most cases, you have to buy those bricks. If you're gonna mold them, you use the sand you have to buy. You have to buy the sand, guys. Oh, yeah. That's the difference, which makes the rural life much cheaper and manageable. So that was my experience. And when I visited the other area this weekend, which was in Urungwe there, that's the Mashonaland area there. Oh, I was impressed. They saw beautiful mountains as well. Beautiful. The scenery is good. You would love it, but um, I realized the roads, when you get like deep into the villages, the area where I went, there are a few, there are a few challenges. The road infrastructure, yeah, that's a challenge there, but it's possible. You still manage to get where you want to go. You would go like down the valley, down the valley. Yes, and climb up driving. You'd climb like you're looking up there. So the road infrastructure there, it might need to improve, but it's possible. You still get to where you want to go. You still get, imagine we got lost and we went to a place where it's called Elephant Walk. And I wish it was during the day. Maybe we could have met an elephant. Maybe we could have met an elephant because they say it's an elephant walk, which means you can walk there with elephants. Eh? You can walk there with elephants. And that is when you are going towards Kariba. Kariba is a tourism area where there's dams. The Kariba Dam is quite big and popular. There are boats there. You can actually go there and live in a boat. It's a tourism area and there's a whole lot of fish. There's fishing there. There are fishmongers. There's so much business there. Yeah, fishery. Many people have boats there and they also do fishing and they sell their fishes to shops, to individuals who are in other cities, even here in our town, because the place we went, I think it was like 700 kilometers away, which means we traveled 1.4 kilometers. So we still eat fish from Kariba in our town in Bulawayo. We still eat fish from Kariba. Yes, we still eat fish from Kariba. And how are they transported? I think they use those cars which are closed at the back, which are refrigerated. Yes, they use that to transport. They even have big shops which sell fish in many towns, fish from Kariba. But the fish that I like most is the small ones, the carpenter fish. I like the small fish, the matemba. Those small, I don't know if there's another name. The small fishes. Yeah, I like them. Like you roast them. I like them with our staple food, which is sadza, which is in other countries they call it papa. Other countries they call it ugali and all that. And I like those matemba with that. I like it, and also the fish, the breams, I like them. But there's so many kind of fishes there. But some of the fishes I don't like. I don't like. No, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Yeah, but it was really nice. I just wish I I just wish I had gone there when we had a number of days. I was gonna go for the elephant walk and see what happens. It means we're just near Kariba, but we didn't get there. And I haven't been to Kariba, imagine. I just know about it, but I haven't been there. I will go there. And I nearly went there at some point when I wanted to venture into fish business. Yeah, I'd done some research and I'd found some people I wanted to go with, but I can't remember why I ended up. Yeah, I remember now. I ended up being like yeah, I calculated the risk and I realized the fish were perishable and I didn't have the capacity like to preserve them or any contingency measure if like you had a breakdown on the way or such that. I didn't have that. So yeah, I had to opt for other line of business. I nearly ventured into that, and maybe that was the only opportunity I had to go to Kariba, unless if I decide to go there on holidays. Yeah, so I missed the elephant walk. Ah, come on, I missed the elephant walk because we traveled at night. But I was happy because we stepped in the yeah, we stepped on the land, which is the elephant walk area. So somehow I had a feel, and I was just imagining like there would be an elephant and we would be walking side by side and all that. Hey, yeah, it was gonna be an excellent experience. But apparently I didn't get the opportunity. but I wish I would. I think I should, man. Yeah, I think I should. If I get another opportunity, I should try and go there and see what's this elephant walk about. How does it feel in real life? Not just hearing stories, in real life. Yay. So it was really, really a good time. And that was the reason I wasn't like posting videos. And I had a whole lot of like, a lot of like things to do. It was, I think I was overwhelmed. My life was just overwhelming. I was just overwhelmed. Nothing serious, but it was just overwhelming. I can't explain exactly how, but I would find like I want to, maybe I can be live, but I wouldn't. And it's also difficult for me like to go live using bundles, you know. It's also not easy. You'd need Wi-Fi. And at times you'll be with other people, you know, it's not easy like to be like concentrating on taking videos and things like that when you are like traveling on family business, you know. So that's also something which was holding me, but I really want to push now. I'm gonna be posting videos. I have a number of videos that I just need to upload and post, which might be of relevance. Yeah. So when we start posting the videos this week, yeah, most probably tomorrow. Most probably tomorrow. Watch out for the videos I'm gonna start posting, and I'm gonna come live every time, every day. I have to have no choice to compensate for the lost time. So yeah, most people didn't know I was gonna be live. I didn't like post it. So, but I just had to, yeah, to just talk to the camera and to just update you guys. Yeah, you will find time to watch the video, right? Because I'm gonna put it public this live. So you'll just be listening to these stories and just catching up. I wish we were interacting. I don't know. I'm not seeing the comments. So yeah, I think people, yeah, you know, it's nice when we are interacting, but it's not happening. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, you always have to use whatever is available. We use whatever is available. We do what we can do. We don't worry about what we can't. We don't worry about what's not happening. We worry about what's happening. So we talk, we talk, we talk, we talk. Yeah, it was really nice. But it's unfortunate it's only me who is talking here. But I understand because also I haven't been on, so people were not looking forward to this live. But eventually, every day, I'll let you know of the most appropriate time that I will be coming live, at least the rough idea. Because some of these things at times you find you want to plan, but events will take over. But I really want to set up a good time that we can talk about things relating to our channel. Yeah, about our channel. Our channel, you know, our channel is about motivating, yeah, inspiring each other, more into like self-development, right? It's about like properties, acquiring property, acquiring some wealth, or you know, some comfort, houses, land, building, how to building houses, how, you know, documentation and things like that. And like just how houses, how they look like in our areas or areas that we pass by. The designs that are there, that are common there, that are there, some areas, how they look like. That's what we normally consider. But of late, I'm going to introduce more things that I've discovered that people are searching for that and they are not getting it, which might be intense. So keep checking, keep checking. I will be posting videos about that, like documentation, right? Things in relation to properties, to houses, to land, to buildings, and all that. Yeah, because a lot of people are reaching out to me asking or having issues pertaining to such. Yeah, like people have issues with, like, when they buy houses, they get stuck at times with the registration of the title deeds, and especially the houses where the owners are late. Maybe they'd gone into an agreement before the owner, while the owners were still alive, and life happens, they pass on before they do the papers and things. There's so many issues around that. Some is for the children when they remain. There are these squabbles with family. It's part of life. It's part of life. There are these squabbles with family, you know. Mhm. I don't know what happens. Yeah, but such is life. And the most important thing is to find a way out of it. And my prayer is that those who deserve their properties, may they be preserved, may they be protected, may they not lose what belongs to them. And my friends, those who are trying to take other people's property, just calm down a bit, eh? Have some cautions and don't do that. Please, please, it's my humble prayer, my humble request. I've seen people crying. I've seen people crying.